Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Samah, and this is our perhaps fifth or sixth writing center session. And today, inshallah, we're going to do a number of things. We're going to start off with some, comprehension strategies, and then we make the transition to transition words and phrases. Okay, so before I get started, I would like to check whether you guys can hear me well or not. If you can hear me, please type one. Type one if you can hear me. You
Yeah,
can
yeah, I
also.
can hear you.
Okay, your voice is very loud. Something is wrong with your headset, yeah, Abdurrahman. It's very noisy. If you can keep it down a little bit. Okay. So let me ask you another question about what is it that you can see on the screen. So I'm sharing my screen, and I'm hopeful that you can see those. We have a couple of animals. Can you see them? Can you recognize them? What do we call them? We have excellent, and like Abrahman is saying, we have a dog and a deer, right? Okay. Favorite animal? Let me ask you. Do you have a favorite animal you would like to share information about with us? Yeah, that's interesting. Like Rehan is saying, yes. So Fatma is saying that her favorite animal or animals are dogs. Okay, how about the others? Birds. Rehan likes birds. Gawhara likes cats. Rehan likes small birds. And birds by definition are all small here, Rehan, right? Okay, interesting. So this is a very interesting part. We'll talk about animals. Okay, so let me also check whether the picture is big enough or not. Is it big enough? Okay, good. Okay, okay. So let's try to unpack picture. By the way, this is an illustration. Illustration is when you have text and perhaps on top of the text or even under, you may have illustrations, pictures, and stuff. So this is an illustration, which means it lies somewhere in a text. Okay, so illustrations are meant, of course, to help us figure out part of the meaning of the text. So whenever you have a text, text means what? Text means words and sentences, paragraphs. This is called text. You normally have a text, and sometimes together with the text, you have a picture or a diagram, any graphic that is meant to help you figure out the meaning of the text. And this is an example where, as you can see on the screen, we have a picture, and somewhere we will have the text. So before you proceed to the text, you need to unpack the picture. Unpack a picture means that you try to break it down to its basic components, and you try to come up with educated guesses, with guesses about the passage or the text itself. Okay, so this is, like I said, it's a picture of what? Normally, when we talk about pictures or photos, we say pictures or photos of. We don't say about or on. So you leave on or about two books. So it's a book about something. It's a book on. So a book on or about, an essay on or about, right? But when you talk about pictures and photos, you say of. This is a picture of my family, for example. This is a picture or a photo of my late father. Okay. So as you can see, this is also a picture, and you said it. You said that this is a picture of animals, right? So how many animals are involved? Two animals, right? And you also identified them. You said we have a dog and a deer. So what do you think is happening? Let's look at the scenario. I mean, I would like you to set your imagination free and come up with scenarios based on perhaps your prior knowledge about the relationship between deers and dogs, if any, right? Try to come up with a fresh scenario as telling us what is perhaps happening. And there is obviously, at this point in time, we don't have wrong answers because we're only guessing. Okay, and your guess is as good as mine. In other words, I mean, we're trying our luck. I mean, the picture is up for grabs, and we're trying our luck. Okay, so nothing is wrong at this point in time. Okay, Rahman is saying the dog is trying to warn the deer to back off. Yeah, that's a likely scenario. That's interesting. Can we have somebody else? I mean, set your imagination free. Talk. Nothing is wrong. What do you think? Um, Riham is saying, I think the deer and the dog they have a war. This is what she's trying to say. Okay, that's interesting, Riham. Thank you. You mean the relationship is not, it's not always a good relationship. They are perhaps historically known for their animosity or enmity, the fact that they don't like each other. This is what Riham is trying to say. Um, Melissa is saying the dog is trying to get attention from the deer. That's a possibility. Yeah, why not? Any other possibilities, guys? Faisal Muhammad Al Badr is saying, I think that the deer does not care about the dog. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Um, Abdurrahman Muhammad Al Sulami is trying his luck. We're waiting. I mean, he's obviously typing. Okay. I scared him off. He stopped. Anyway, so the reason why I'm stressing the need for us to unpack photos and pictures like these is that they help us a great deal understand what's happening in a text. Of course, you know that a text is open. You can have difficult and challenging vocab items. Okay, so going back to the picture and trying to understand it and figure out meanings and extract meaning out of it can help you, can inform your experience with the text. So it's not a waste of time, and it has never been a waste of time. Otherwise, the writer wouldn't have included it in the first place, right? So writers include pictures because they think that pictures can help, deliver the messages that he or she has. Okay, so investing the right amount of time on pictures can help a great deal. So Abdurrahman Muhammad is saying the deer has lost its way from the rest of the flock, and the shepherd dog um, is obviously steering him or her or it to go back. That's a possibility, Abdurrahman. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, right. So now that we have spent the right amount of time, I mean, trying to unpack what is happening and coming up with different scenarios, let's go to the text itself. I think I have it. Can you see the text? Okay, and I think it's big enough. So can we read the text? I would like you to read the text. I'll give you 2 minutes for that. And I'll read along. I'll read it with you. Okay. If you think you're done, please come to the, I mean, type something. I mean, type one. If you're done, please type one. Okay. One, everyone. One, everyone. Okay. Okay. So we're done. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So I need somebody to read out loud. Can we have somebody? I need somebody to read out loud. Somebody come to the mic and read out loud for us. Can we have somebody?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, Abraham.
Okay. The deer and his image. A deer told himself every day, I am the most handsome deer in the forest. My large chest is a symbol of my power, and my beautiful horns impress other animals. But he did not like his legs and hoofs. My legs are narrow, and my hoofs are
My
ugly.
hooves,
The-
hooves,
my
hooves.
hooves, yeah, my hooves are ugly. They do not satisfy me. One day the deer saw a big dog. The deer made some noise and disturbed the dog. The dog woke up and chased him. The deer felt terror and screamed.
We don't have
He did
and.
not
We don't have and. We have a full stop. What do we do? What is the function of a full stop? Whenever we have a full stop, we stop, take you take some breath, and then proceed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The deer
Please.
felt terror.
Mm-hmm.
He screamed. He did not
No,
want to be a yeah.
yeah, it shouldn't be that long. You
It's like,
can.
okay.
Okay.
He did not
He
want to be a victim, so he ran into the forest.
With
His
commas, you don't stop. You don't stop with commas. It's only with periods and full stops. Okay.
yeah, his
Okay.
strong legs helped him run fast. His pale brown hoofs were hard. They were not sensitive to rough rocks. However, his horns got caught in branches, slowing him down. His large chest could not fit between thick trees. The deer estimated that he ran for an hour. He felt like he was running a marathon. In the end, the deer escaped the threat of the dog. He sat in the shade of tree.
Of a
That was
tree.
yeah. That was almost a disaster. I almost did not escape because of my chest and horns. My legs and hooves saved me. As a consequence, the deer learned to honor his fast legs and have confidence in his strong hooves. Pretty things only supplement important things, he thought.
Okay, Abrahman. Thank you so much. Can we have somebody else? We're going to divide the effort. Somebody can read a paragraph. Somebody else can take over, and so on. Melissa, go ahead.
And his image. A deer told himself every day, I'm the most handsome deer in the forest. My large chest is symbol of my power, and my beautiful horns impress other animals. But he didn't like his leg and hooves. My legs
Hooves.
are narrow, and my hooves are ugly. They do not satisfy me. One day the deer saw a big dog. The deer made some noise and disturbed the dog. The
Disturb.
dog
Disturbed. Disturbed.
disturbed
Disturb
the
the
dog.
dog.
The dog woke up and chased him. The deer left thrilled. He
Felt. Felt.
screamed, felt, thrilled. He screamed. He did not want to be a victim. So he ran into the forest. His strong leg helped him run fast. His pale
Pale. Pale.
brown
Pale.
hooves,
Yes. Pale. Pale. Pale.
pale,
Yes.
pale brown hooves were hard, so they were not sensitive to rough
Rough.
rocks.
Rough.
Rough rocks. However, his horns get caught in
Got.
branches.
Got. Got.
Get get in branches, slowly slowing him down. His large chest could not fit between thick trees. The deer estimated that he ran for 1 hour. He felt like he was running a marathon. In the end, the deer escaped the, uh, the, the threat,
Threat. Threat.
the
Threat.
threat of the dog. He sat in the shadow of the tree.
In the
That
shade
was
of a
all
tree. In the shade of a tree.
shade of trees. That was almost a disaster. Uh, I
I.
almost did not escape because of my chest and horns. My legs and hooves saved me. As a sequence, the
As
deer
a
learned.
consequence.
As a consequence, the deer learned to honor his fast legs
To,
and have confidence.
honor. Honor. To honor.
As a
We don't
consequence,
pronounce
honor,
it as a consequence. The deer learn to honor.
honor his fast leg and have confidence in his strong hooves. Pretty things only supplement important things, he thought.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Mute your mic, please. Okay. Okay, so what is it that we're going to do now? We're going to read it, and I'll give you perhaps 2 minutes because we have already read it, I mean, out loud. I would like you to read it for 2 minutes, and then after that, we can always start discussing it. You guys have 2 minutes to read it on your own, silently. Okay? 2 minutes from now. So let me know when you have finished. Perhaps you can type 4. Type 4 if you're done. Okay, good. We're done. We're all done. Okay. So I would like you to read it one more time, but this time around, I'll give you a number of prompts, a number of questions, and I would like you to consider them, think about them while reading. Okay, so let me read out the questions, and then you are on your way reading it again and considering and thinking about what I said. So, what type of text? Fictional or non fictional? Is it a story? And if it's a story, does it have characters? Do we have setting? Setting means that we have time and place. And what is the moral of the story? If we agree that this it's a story, moral means the lesson that you get, that you walk out of the story with, something beneficial and useful, a lesson that you learn. Okay, so go ahead, read it again, and think of these questions, the questions that I asked. Okay, so read them, and I'll read the questions one more time. What type of text? Fiction or non-fiction? If it's fiction, what type of fiction? Is it a story? And if it's a story, do we have characters? And if it's a story, do we have a setting? Setting means that there is time and there is also a place. And what is the moral of the story? The lesson that you got out with finishing reading this text. Again, I'll give you 1 minute to think about the things that I just mentioned. So type 5 if you're done. If you're done, type 5. Okay, interesting. So Bayan Abdulrazak, do you have a mic? Would you like to talk? Would you like to come to the mic and share idea? Yeah, Bayan, hi, how are you? So what type of text? Would you like to, I mean, say whatever you have to say, or should I ask you the questions? Okay.
it is a deer and a dog.
Mhm.
It is talk of the deer and the dog.
Let's keep the story. I mean, let's keep the story for a bit. You said that we have characters and you mentioned them, the deer and the dog, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the setting. You know, when I say a setting in a story, I mean the time and place. Do we have time?
Uh, no, we have a place
Yeah, which is what?
for
The forest. Are you sure we don't have time? The time element is missing.
a day.
Day, I mean, every day. This is, I mean, obviously the deer keeps asking itself or herself or himself. I don't know whether he is male or female. He keeps asking himself every day the self same question, right? Um, okay, so we have time, which is every day, and we have place, which is the forest. We have characters, which are the deer and the dog. Okay, thank you so much, Bayan. Can we have somebody else? Somebody, if you would like to come to the mic and share ideas with us. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, go ahead, yeah, Riham.
Hello, doctor.
Hi.
I just found from this story that it's already a fiction story.
Yeah, it's fictional. We say
It's fictional
fictional.
story.
Yeah,
As you have mentioned before, it has characters and a time. I have learned two things from the story. The first thing, which is d- don't uh, don't underestimate your abilities, because he
that's
says.
interesting. Hmm.
And the
Okay.
other thing is also to find your own beauty. Maybe there's somebody, maybe you don't like your hair, maybe somebody is like it and
That's
want it, and you
interesting.
don't have it.
Very beautiful insights. Thank you so much, yeah, Riham.
You're welcome.
Okay. Can we have somebody else? So Riham is bringing very beautiful insights to the conversation. Thank you, Riham. So proud of you. If you don't have a mic or you for some reason you don't want to speak, you can share your thoughts and ideas in the chat. No problem. Okay. Okay. Let's talk. Yeah. So, yeah. Rehab saying it's interesting. It's an interesting story. The way it was written, according to Rehab. I'm sorry, Rehab. Yes. Okay. Good. Okay. Right. So let's one more time stress the moral of the story. Can somebody tell us what the moral of the story is?
Can I say something, Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same as Riham said,
Mm.
that don't underestimate the little things, which it might become a big potential in
Yes.
yeah, in different situations. So you will never know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Thank you, Abraham.
welcome.
Okay. So, did you meet difficult vocab items and what did you do about them? normally when you have challenging when you have challenging vocab items, do you just look it up in the dictionary, or you perhaps wait and read the text one more time and try to understand the word from its context, whatever comes before and whatever comes after. So let's have a word or two where and words that you think were difficult, and then you tried those strategies. I mean, looking or figuring the meaning out from the environments or the environment of the word, what comes before, what comes after. It's neighborhood, if you like. Okay. So can we have first of all, you need to tell me this word was difficult, and I did this and that, and I now know what it means. Do we have that in this text? Yeah, yes. Riham is saying we need to read the sentence again and try to understand the word from the context. That's Gamil. I need an example. If somebody has a word that was previously difficult, but he or she tried what we're doing, and he figured out the meaning.
Can I,
So
doctor?
yes, go ahead, ya Riham.
Can I speak?
No, I'm not.
The deer eliminate
The
that
deer
he
is
ran for an hour.
yeah. The
For
deer
this
is
word,
still
I can,
yeah. The word the,
yeah,
let me read the sentence.
okay,
Okay. So the deer
sure,
estimated that he ran for an hour. The deer estimated that he
yeah,
ran for an hour. So the word, the challenging or the difficult word was estimated, right?
right, yeah.
Okay. So did
I
you
feel
come
I
up
am,
with yeah, okay. Go on. I'm
do you
sorry.
know, I feel when I try to read it the first time, I feel it's a little bit difficult.
Hmm.
When I read it,
Okay. Are you still there? So the word estimated, according to Rehab, she found it difficult at the beginning, but obviously, when she read it within the context, within its environment and neighborhood, the words that came before and the words that came after, she came up with a conclusion. To estimate is to make a guess about something. You think deeply about something and you come up with a conclusion or a guess. So to estimate is to make a guess or to calculate something. Okay, good. Okay. Any other words? Not anymore, ya Rihab. Thank you so much. No problem.
I
Okay, can we have another word that you found challenging?
Yes, it's not hard, but my pronunciation it's like totally different. But you
Okay.
enlighten me. Yeah, about I used to say hoofs, not
Hooves. Ah, yes. It's
yeah,
hooves. Yes.
hoofs. Yeah, I used to say hoofs, not hoofs. But you
It's,
enlightened me about its
it's okay.
hoofs. Yeah, thank you.
No, no problem. Yeah, Abdurrahman, you're doing an excellent job. Can so I take it that the if you're not coming to the mic or typing, it means that you understood all the meanings from the first time, which is not very healthy, by the way, because I mean, we as teachers can encounter the difficult vocab items, and we try to work the meaning out from the context. Okay, so Riham rather, saying supplement. So supplement. Pretty things only supplement important things. Okay, so I would like you, ya Riham, to think about it from the context. I would like you to think about it from what comes before and what comes after. And now that you have read the text, you are in a position to understand what it means, because this is obviously the moral or the message of the story. Abdurrahman is saying to make something more complete. Um, I guess you know what it means, yeah, Abdurrahman, but the problem is with how you're communicating or expressing. So pretty things only supplement important things. Supplement. To supplement is
Yeah,
to.
like if want, if for example, if you want some kind of nutrients or proteins or minerals,
Mm.
you go to the pharmacist and you ask him for supplements. So it's
Okay.
not the whole thing, but it's add to what
It
you have.
adds,
Yes,
excellent. It adds, it fosters, it enhances, it completes.
yes,
Okay. Yes,
that's
very
my
good.
witness. Yeah,
Okay. And of course, you know what a threat is. The deer escaped the threat of the dog. Did you check the word threat?
you asking me?
No, I'm asking everyone.
Yeah,
So, what is a threat? Is it positive or negative when you make threats? Negative, absolutely negative. Yeah, negative. To what is to threaten somebody. So to make threats means that you threaten somebody. Threaten somebody means that you say that I'm going to do harm to you. I'm going to do this and do that. Wait, and I'll do this and that. Yeah, you you tell somebody that you'll perhaps use force against him. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the questions. I think we have a number of questions now that we have read. Okay. Okay. So what is this story about? And you have choices. I would like you. So it's not about answering, by the way. It's about thinking of and about the answer. Again, in a previous meeting, I said that we, as tutors, get very frustrated when we see people rushing to answer, and the next thing you know is that they are answering in a wrong way. Yeah, I mean, the answer is easy, but somehow they don't think. So this is what we are trying to learn here: to think deeply about things. Okay. So I would invite you and call on you to, as much as you can, to take your time before you answer. Read the question very well and read the choices also very well. Okay. Bye. So I'll give you time to read all three questions and their different answers, and we can. I'll give you a minute, and then I'll take choices and answers. Again, this is an exercise in thinking about the answers, not rushing to answer. Rushing to answer is a dangerous thing. It can make you suffer when it comes to marks. Okay, and I'm giving you all the time there is because I don't want you to make hasty and quick choices that are wrong. Okay, let's do it. Number one. So, what is this story about? Yeah, you can type. I can receive answers through the chat. Go ahead. What is this story about? I'm waiting for answers for one. No, these are not the answers that I have in mind. Remember, I also thought about it and I took my time. So, what is this story about? Is as if I'm saying, what is the moral of the story, right? So, it's indeed. So, how a deer learn to honor useful things, right? This is basically what the story is communicating to us, right? Okay. So, why did the deer scream? Why did the deer scream? To scream is to obviously make noise because you're perhaps in pain or something, suffering from something. So he felt great terror. He was sensitive. He ran a marathon. Well, his legs were narrow. So it's we're all agreed on A, right? He felt great terror. Terror here means to feel terrified. It means that you feel scared and afraid, right? Okay. So number three, what can we infer by the end of the story? Inference means that you connect things together and come up with a conclusion. What can we infer by the end of the story? What are the conclusions that we came out with? Whenever we talk about inference, we talk about the big picture. We talk about lessons that people learn. We talk about relationships that get established. Okay? So, what can we infer by the end of the story? Okay, so the deer's legs and hooves satisfied him. Yes, this is as close as it gets. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone. Yes, it's C, like Bayan and Riham and Faisal and Abrahman and everybody else are saying. I think we have more. Let me. Okay, let's move to 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5. So, according to the passage, all the following are true except. Except here means that one is wrong, right? So, are we all for D? Yeah, all of them except D. معادة. Except or except for means معادة. سوى. إلا. Okay, so it's D like everybody is saying. So what happened to the deer's horns when he ran away? What happened to them, the horns? They got entangled with the tree branches or the tree's branches, like Abdurrahman is saying. They got entangled Entangled means that they got attached, they got trapped. When something or people are trapped, they cannot find a way out. Yeah, that's good. Very good. Okay. So these are the words that we have seen together. Can you see them? Okay. So what I want you to do is, I would like you to read the definition of the word and also the example. So what is interesting about this is that you will recycle the word one more time through an example. So look at them, and when you finish, let me know because we have more words coming up. I think I can make it 160 so that you guys can see more of them. Okay. I need somebody to come to the mic and say the words out loud and get the definition of the word and the example. But provided that we have people, fresh voices, I need people who didn't try anything today. I think we do have people. We have Sufyan, I think. We have Najud. We have Sameh. We have Sana, Gawhara. Can somebody come to the mic? And I mean, all you need to do is to just read out loud. Can we have somebody? It's yeah. I know that they are shy, but they have to break that, right? They have to. Yeah, I mean, being shy is nice and everything, but these are exercises, and this is training. And I think if you need to, if you want to develop, you need to break the cycle of shyness that you may have. Faisal is saying that he doesn't know how to use the mic. How can Faisal use the mic, Agama? Faisal is trying, but obviously, if somebody can help click the mic and you are on your way, the mic is bottom. Yes, it's click the mic at the bottom. Mm, okay. Okay, so obviously we don't have all the time there is to wait. I will ask somebody else. Okay. Sufyan is typing something. No, yeah, yeah. No, we cannot. Okay. Okay, so obviously Aya is trying, but something is wrong with her mic. Okay, Aya, thank you so much for trying. Okay, let's have somebody from somebody who can have access to the mic who can speak. In this case, we would use the help of people that we know. Okay, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Riham. Riham, go ahead.
Uh,
Riham, I'm
yes.
sorry. Okay, we have Riham and Riham. Whoever is ready, go ahead.
Okay. So the first word, which is chest, chest means the chest
Yeah.
on the chest is the front part of a person body's under the neck. An example,
Okay,
it
just
says
Riham, Riham. You're Riham.
yes.
Riham, يعني, take your time, okay?
Okay.
Um, and it has this ta to it.
Okay.
So
So
that
chest.
that chest, yeah, cha.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Chest. The chest is the front part of a person body's and under the neck.
okay.
Example, the water
Now
in the
wait,
lake.
yeah. Why are you in a hurry? I am
Okay.
not in a hurry. Nobody is in a
Okay.
hurry. Okay.
Okay.
So it's waiter. It's water, not waiter,
Uh,
right?
Okay.
Mm, mm.
The water in the lake was as high as my chest.
My chest. Okay. Go on. Go on.
Confidence. If you
Confidence
have if you have confidence about something, you are sure of it.
of
I
it.
have I have confidence that I did well on the test.
Okay. Go on.
Consequence. A consequence is a result of a choice or action. As a consequence of missing my bus, I had to find another way to work. Disaster.
I had to find another way to work. Okay. Disaster.
Disaster is a really bad thing that happens. When the car crashed, it was a disaster.
When the car what? When the car crashed.
It crashed.
Uh,
It was a disaster.
oh, it was a
Distress.
no, not
Okay.
disaster. It was a disaster.
Disaster. It was a disaster.
Okay.
Disturb. To disturb.
Disturb. No, no, no.
Disturb. To disturb
Disturb.
some. Okay. To disturb someone means to upset him. The loud noise disturbed me while I was working.
Okay.
Eliminate, I think. Or,
Estimate.
sorry. Estimate. To estimate something means to make a guess about it. The boy estimated that he was 1 meter tall.
The boy estimated because it's fast, right? The boy
Okay. Boy
estimated.
estimated that he was 1 meter tall.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sherihan.
You're welcome.
Can we have somebody else who can read these words for us? Okay. Abrahman, would you like to come to the mic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
We have honor. Um,
What?
when you
On eh, what's the word again?
honor.
Honor. Yeah, the line is Abrahman.
Yeah,
Honor. Uh,
yeah.
okay.
When you honor people or things, you show respect for them. For
Yeah, that's
example, I honor my science teacher by working hard in class.
okay.
Impress. To impress someone means to make that person proud. For example, he was able to impress the girls with his new dance. Marathon.
Yeah,
A marathon is a very long foot race, just over 42 kilometers. For
yeah.
example, I ran a marathon and now my legs are tired. Narrow. When something is narrow, it's very thin. For example, the bridge is too narrow for a car to drive over.
That's good. Excellent. Thank you, Abrahman. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Okay, let's try to put these words into context. Let's contextualize them, put them in sentences. We still have more. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. طيب. Can we have the other sister? We had Rehab. Was it Rehab that we had? Can we have the other sister?
Can I speak now, doctor?
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. Rehab.
Okay. Pale. When something is pale, it does not have a bright color.
Yes.
The girl's skin was very pale.
Okay.
Rough. When something is rough,
No, 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 not
it
rough,
is
not rough. Rough.
rough. Okay, rough. When something is rough, it is not even or smooth. The rough
Smooth.
ground hurt. Smooth,
Smooth.
smooth, smooth. Thank you, doctor. The rough ground hurt my feet. Satisfy, satisfy,
Satisfied.
to satisfy. S- to satisfy someone means to make them happy. I will satisfy my teacher if I finish all my homework. Scream.
It will satisfy.
To scream means
Wait.
to make
It will satisfy my teacher if I
scream
finish all
to
my work.
scream on my homework.
So to scream
To
means to
scream
make a
means
loud noise with
to make a loud with your mouth. The girl saw a spider and screamed. Synthesis,
sensitive.
sensitive. When someone or something is sensitive, sensitive, they they are easily hurt. My teeth are sensitive to cold things. Shade. The shade is a dark. The shade is a dark that something makes when it blocks the sun.
Okay, the shade is
Did
a
you hear
dark
me,
area. Yes,
doctor?
yes. Okay. Okay, yeah,
Did you hear
that's.
me?
Yes, I did hear it. Thank you
Okay.
so much. So shade means
Okay.
it's
You're welcome.
yeah. The shade is a dark area that something makes when it blocks the sun. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, that we can have Melissa very quickly. Go ahead, yeah, Melissa.
Supplement.
Please.
The supplement something is to add something else in
No,
a good
no,
way.
no, no. If you cannot control the noise, that's okay. I mean, it's okay, yeah, Melissa. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll read them. So supplement means to supplement something is to add something else to it in a good way. He supplements his diet with fresh fruits. And then you have the word terror. So when someone feels terror, they are scared. I felt a sense of terror when the tiger chased me. And then you have the word threat. A threat is something bad that might happen. So due to the dark clouds, there was a threat of a bad storm. And then the word victim. So a victim is a person that had something bad happen to them. So I was a victim of a robbery. This is basically what the words are. Let's now move to having them have. Okay, I would like you to check the meanings. So choose the right word for the given definition. So you have the definition, and then you need to choose the right word. I'll give you a minute to think about all of them, perhaps more than 1 minute because they are five. And again, The idea would be that you think very fully and you think very carefully and very closely about the choices. Okay? We're not in a hurry, like I said. We're not in a hurry. Take your time. Okay? Okay, let's do it. You can type the answers. You can type the answers, everyone. So let's do them one at a time. So to make a guess means to estimate. Yeah, that's good. So to make a guess is to estimate. Let's move to number two, everyone. Not having much color. It's pale. When you have a pale face, if you're tired or sick, your face turns pale. It becomes pale. شاحب. They call it شاحب أو يعني ما فيش color يعني colorless. To make happy. Number three, everyone. Okay, to make happy means to satisfy. To make somebody happy is to satisfy him or her. Okay, let's move to four. A long race. A long race. It's a marathon or a marathon. Okay, that's interesting. A bad ending. So a bad ending is a disaster. Disaster يعني كارثة. Okay, so disaster. Very good. Okay, go ahead. So choose the word that is a better fit for each sentence. So choose the word that is a better fit. Wait, Emma, wait. That's why this is what I keep telling people. People are in a hurry, especially during exams, and this is wrong. Okay, so you need to study, I mean, the question first of all, and then the individual items, and think of the choices. Okay, people are very hasty in their decisions, and the result is normally negative. You get the wrong answers, and obviously you're under the impression that you did an excellent job, and you keep asking us, why did I get that? Of course, you don't know that you're always in a hurry, you're always hasty and quick in your choices, and you lose marks. يعني by dint of that. Okay, let's do it. Number one, everyone. So there is always a of falling when walking on an edge. There is always a, no, not a threat, تهديد. There is always a threat of falling when walking on an edge. If you walk on an edge, there is this high possibility that you would fall. This is a threat, تهديد. Okay. So I felt a sense of when I woke up from the bad dream. Obviously, a bad dream would be a nightmare. Okay, what do you feel coming out of a nightmare? You feel terrified, and terrified is a variation on the word terror, right? So I felt a sense of terror when I woke up from the bad dream. Okay, you have consequence and you have confidence. Okay, number two, everyone. The girl had that she made the right decision. The girl had confidence, absolutely confidence. The girl had confidence that she made the right decision. She was sure that she did the right thing. His bad grade was A of not studying for the test. Yes, his bad grade was a consequence. Consequence means result, was a result of not studying for the test. Okay, let's move to three, everyone, disaster and victim. The man was a of car theft. The man was a victim. ضحية was a victim of car theft. So when my house flooded, it was a it was a disaster, absolutely. Disturb and satisfy. You should not someone when they want to be alone. You should not disturb. Yeah, يزعج. You should not disturb someone when they want to be alone. Yes. The boy wanted to his hunger, so he ate a quick snack, satisfy his hunger. Yes. Sensitive and rough. The bumpy frog's skin was very rough. The man wore a coat because he was sensitive to cold air. Sensitive يعني حساس عنده حساسية من حاجة. Okay, very good. Thank you. One more exercise, or perhaps one final exercise. Yes. Again, I'm stressing the need for people to read what is required very closely. Okay? It's not about answering as much as it is about training to answer. We're training you to correctly answer questions, and this is not going to happen unless and until you read the prompt or the question very carefully. So check the sentence with a bolded word that makes better sense. One of them makes more sense. It has to do with reality back there, whether the sentence makes sense in real life or not. Wait, I didn't ask people to answer yet. Okay. Okay. So I'll leave you to answer them. I'll give you perhaps 2 minutes to think about them. Again, you need to always refer them back to reality and real life and whether the sentence in real life makes sense or not. Okay. So the sentence can be grammatically correct, but when you set it against life, it wouldn't make sense. And language or languages are about making sense, make no mistake about it. Ready? If you're ready, yeah, and give me a second. Type that you're ready. Type one if you're ready. So obviously, all the sentences, if you check them grammatically, they are doing fine. Grammatically, these are sentences that are correct. They are correct grammatically, but on the level of meaning, they some of them may not make sense. Okay, let's do them. Number one, are you going to choose A or B? Which of them makes sense? A or B? Number one, B. A marathon can last forever, which is true. This is grammatically correct and also semantically or on the level of meanings correct. Okay, so eating rotten eggs satisfies me. You know what rotten means? Rotten, when something goes rotten, it goes bad. If you eat it, you may even have issues in your stomach. You may have pain in your stomach. You may um, get poisoned. Okay, so rotten eggs can be poisonous. Okay, so you wouldn't like something like that. Wouldn't satisfy anybody, right? So eating rotten eggs satisfies me is not correct if you set it against what actually happens in reality. Number two, everyone, I have confidence that I can win the race. It was a disaster when the students did well on the test. So obviously it's A, yes. I have confidence that I can win the race. Yeah, he has every right to think this way, to have confidence that he can do something. But when you say it was a disaster when the student did well on the test, is it a disaster that people do well on exams? Of course not. It shouldn't be a disaster. Actually, it's good news, right? Okay, number three, everyone. Some people scream when they watch a scary movie. The narrow river was a mile wide. So obviously, it's only natural that when you watch a scary movie, it's only natural that you scream and sometimes cry and you have your hair stand on end. These are natural consequences of seeing a scary movie. The second one is not, right? When I say the Nile River was a mile wide, how come it's narrow and it is mile wide means so big, right? So wide. So this is obviously a contradiction, and with contradict, I mean the sentence is correct on the grammar level, but not correct when you check it against reality. Let's move to four. A heart is inside a person's chest. My mother made a threat of giving me ice cream. Four, everyone. Let's do four. Four, yes. So, yes. So, a heart is inside a person's chest. That's correct. My mother made a threat of giving me ice cream. Is giving somebody ice cream a bad thing? No, it's not. So, in this case, there is a contradiction here, a tanaqud, which makes the sentence wrong. Let's move all the way to five. Five, the consequence of stealing is being punished. If you win a prize, then you are a victim. So obviously, A is correct. So the consequence, the result of stealing would be that you get punished. Yeah, that's correct. But if you win a prize, do you become a victim, ضحية, if you win a prize? Obviously, no. This is not correct. So number six, everyone. The boy wore pants on his chest. She supplemented her salary by working part time on Saturdays. So obviously, B is correct. You supplement your salary. You add to it by working part time on Saturdays. That's correct. But you don't wear, right? You don't wear pants on your chest, right? This is wrong. Okay. Think about them. I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute for that. Okay. Let's talk about seven. Let's do seven. And this is going to be our last. So let's do seven, everyone. Okay. So the bully made several threats to scare his classmates. Okay. It's a marathon from my front door to my bedroom. This is funny, right? The second one is funny. Is it funny? Yes, it is funny, right? Okay. With marathons, you run for you know kilometers. So obviously the distance between your bedroom and your front door is so small, right? Okay, so when the girl did not know what to do, she had confidence. The town was a disaster after the hurricane struck. So obviously the second one makes more sense. The town was a disaster after the hurricane. Hurricane means sorry, right? The first one, you can't have confidence if you don't know what to do, right? Number nine, everyone. Nine. You should always scream in the library. The victim was badly hurt. So should we always scream in the library? No, absolutely not. So the first one does not make sense, but the second one does, right? The victim was badly hurt. It was hard to stay on the narrow path. The boy created a consequence before the test started. Obviously, the second one doesn't make any sense. The boy created a consequence before the test started, right? The first one makes more sense. It was hard to stay on the narrow path, and path or path means way, small way or small road. Okay, everyone. I think I'll end on this note and with this item, and I'll see you again, inshallah, on Tuesday at 12 p.m. I'm in my group, and if anybody else would like to join our group, they are more than welcome. It's again Tuesday at 12 p.m. regular class. Assalamu alaikum. Bye bye.